You've probably heard people say Bitcoin changed the world. But what does that mean? Is it just the internet money or something much bigger? In this video, I'll break down in the simplest way possible. So by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what Bitcoin is, but why it truly matters. Hi everyone, I'm Antoinette T, and a community builder who has been privileged to work with leading exchanges like BitGet and Mex Global, helping thousands of people understand crypto and profit in it safely. And now here on Crypto with Antoinette T, I break down everything into simple, easy to follow lessons for anyone starting out. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing because we are making crypto make sense one lesson at a time. So let's start with a quick story, the original story where it all began. In 2008, the world was in a financial crisis. Banks were collapsing and people were losing trust in government and big institutions. Then out of nowhere, a mysterious group or persons named Satoshi Nakamoto released a white paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Sounds technical, right? But it was revolutionary. Satoshi's idea was simple. What if people could send money to each other online without the need of a middleman or a bank? And that's how Bitcoin was born. In 2009, it became the first ever successful example of decentralized digital money. Keep watching because once you understand why decentralization matter, you'll see why Bitcoin isn't just a digital money. It's the new kind of freedom. So what exactly is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a digital virtual currency. This is money that exists purely online. There are no physical coins or cash. It's stored in digital wallets and you can send or receive it online via the internet. But what makes Bitcoin special is how it works. It runs on something called blockchain technology. Basically, this is a public record of every transaction that anyone can verify. Think of it like a giant notebook that anyone can access and can see, but no one can erase or change anything in it. So every time someone sends Bitcoin to someone else, it's recorded on the blockchain forever. So that means no bank can block it, no government can change it, and no one can secretly edit the record. That's why people say Bitcoin is trustless. Not because you can't trust it, but because you don't have to trust any single person. The system itself is designed to be honest. So what's the real purpose of Bitcoin? Why was it created? The goal wasn't to make people rich overnight, although some people became lucky later on. Bitcoin was created as a result of broken trust, a system where ordinary people lost money because of decisions made by big banks. With Bitcoin, the idea was you control your money, no one can freeze your account, and no one can print Bitcoin wherever they want. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, that's it. This limited supply means that it can't be inflated like paper money. In a second, I will share a real-world story that shows how people got power that they never had through this simple idea of Bitcoin. Let me give you a real-life example. In countries like Venezuela and Zimbabwe, people's savings became almost worthless overnight. But some people learned about Bitcoin and managed to protect their money by moving it into Bitcoin instead of the local currency. For others, Bitcoin became a lifesaver, a way for them to send money abroad to families and friends without the limit of excessive charges or limits by the banks. Also here in Africa, Bitcoin is changing lives. People use it to trade, send money, or even save it without depending on unstable local currencies or slow banking systems. By the way, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is perfect, but it's giving people option, and that is power. So how exactly does Bitcoin work? Let me simplify the process in the simplest way possible. When you want to send Bitcoin, you use a wallet, like a crypto account, which has your private keys. These private keys, by the way, should be secret. They are a secret code. So when you type the receiver's address and press send, the transaction goes to a network of thousands of computers all around the world, which are called nodes. So what these computers does is that they verify your transaction is valid, it's legit, and that you're the one that own the Bitcoin and you're not double sending the coins. So once this is confirmed, it's added to a block, which is then added to a blockchain, which is a series of previous transactions. So it's like a massive online ledger that everyone agrees on. It's transparent, secure, and tamper-proof. No one can tamper with it. And that's how Bitcoin works. Simple. You might be wondering, why do people value Bitcoin? Here are some of the reasons. First, it's scarce. There are only 21 million Bitcoin. There will never be an increased supply more than that 21 million coins. The second reason is Bitcoin is decentralized. This means that no one has control over it. There is no central authority that you can say owns or controls Bitcoin. It's decentralized. The third reason is that Bitcoin is secure. It's almost impossible to hack or fake the blockchain. When it comes to investment and money, you need to invest somewhere that it's safe. And I can assure you that Bitcoin is safe. The fourth reason why people are getting into Bitcoin is because it's worldwide. Anyone, no matter wherever you are located in the world, you can access Bitcoin as long as you have a phone or a device like a computer and internet connection. And with that, you can get Bitcoin, you can send it, you can receive, you can use it. It's accessible to everyone and anyone worldwide. The fifth reason that people value Bitcoin is freedom. Bitcoin gives you freedom and control of your own cash. There are no middlemen, it's just you and your funds. But here's something more interesting. Most of the time, you'll hear people comparing Bitcoin to the digital gold. You might be asking, why is that? The reason is Bitcoin, just like gold, it's scarce and valuable. Apart from with Bitcoin, you can easily move it and store it. It's digital. You don't need to have a massive space or storage to store it. This is why investors call Bitcoin a store of value. It is something that holds its worth over time, even as the traditional currencies lose value. And as I said earlier, Bitcoin is not perfect. So there are the downsides of having Bitcoin. First is the prices can be volatile. This means that price can change abruptly. Currently, we could be trading one Bitcoin at $100,000. In the next minute, in the next hour, one Bitcoin could be worth $150K or even $70K. So the price is volatile. The second challenge that comes with Bitcoin is that some transaction at times can take longer because the network is busy. This means that it can even cost more with a busy network. The other challenge is that not every store, not every country has accepted Bitcoin. So even if you can access it from anywhere in the world, you might be going shopping or to buy whatever you want, but the store or those companies don't accept Bitcoin as a payment method. But still remember, Bitcoin is still early. Bitcoin is around 15 years old as compared to traditional monies which have existed over centuries. So yes, Bitcoin is still evolving, but the fact that it has survived, grown, and inspired new great projects, that alone tells us that it's something real. Here's how I see the bigger picture of why Bitcoin matters. Bitcoin is more than just the digital currency. It's a movement towards financial freedom. It's about being part of a system that does not require permission. Whether you are in Kenya, Nigeria, US, or anywhere in the world, Bitcoin opens doors for you to save, invest, and build wealth limitlessly. And once you understand Bitcoin, you have unlocked the foundation for everything else in crypto, from Ethereum to NFT to DeFi and beyond. And that there is why Bitcoin matters. In the next video, I'll go deep dive on Ethereum. This is the other big name you've probably heard. I'll explain how it differs from Bitcoin and why it might actually be more useful to developers and creators.